Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry I didn't do last session, last Tuesday. I was honestly very busy with my contract work, which I'm almost finished now, so I can sort of take this time to actually run our session today. So that'll be good. Beyond that, I am behind on my Seasoned Ghost maps. That's most of the reason why we're using these old, let me make sure this is moving. There we go. These old flip maps. But either way, it's not too big of a deal. They're just random encounters in the middle of the woods. But suffice to say, more is coming on that front as well. So if you would like to check those out, hey, look, they're right above me right now. Patreon, couple DM, maps, lots of them. Mostly for Kingmaker, basically. And a whole set for Outlaws and growing for Season of Ghosts as well. That being said, welcome back, everyone, to Season of Ghosts. Episode 7, I think. No, 8. Yes, we're on 8. With that being said, who wants to do the recap for your extra hero point this session?
As usual, I'm up for it.
Okay.
Alright. So, Ugly Cute was back in the village at long last. Because he had done some reconnaissance on the Faceless monsters that he had told us about. And he returned to Willowshore and talked to us, claimed that they were doing something suspicious near the Wall of Ghosts to the west of the abandoned lumber camp. He suggested that we seek insight from the Kodama of the Great Willow. Well, we visited the Leshy's salon in hopes that we could get some information there from the Leshy proprietor named Mountain Summergrass, and they suggested that we should bring a proper gift to the Kodama, some kind of wine or sake maybe, but maybe a better idea would be something that helps the Kodama spiritually ground to the world. A shimenawa, a sort of ritual rope. And they said that they would also love to collaborate with our Cerulean tea house again once we open it up, though they may need a favor first. We'll keep that in mind. We met Shinzo the Wandering Merchant again, who said he did not even encounter the fog wall when he left the village. He claimed that he'd be able to bring us interesting items from the outside, and perhaps he would also be our best bet for selling things. Bowsin used some town supplies to make the ritual rope, which we brought up to the Great Willow, and there we found a fungal infestation around its roots. The Kodama that we met there told us that the source of the infestation was to the south, somewhere between the village and the quarry, or maybe a little bit east of that. We did figure it out, thankfully. The hunters in the village, after all, did tip us off that the glade was where the fungal infestation is. It used to be a place where lovers would meet, and even the theater manager mentioned that it might be watched over by spirits of love, who like to watch and encourage love to blossom. With everyone's help, we made it to the glade where we encountered a fungal entity who attempted to lure one of us into a trap. Yuga, actually. Shugo saw through its ruse, and we engaged it in battle, soundly defeating it, though not without some danger. And that's where we left off, more or less.
That is. And so, as you guys are, patching up your wounds, these bruises from those fungal fists and slime mold attacks, you're sort of wiping all of that junk off of you. So you don't feel all that well, but also it seemed as though at least the spores from the humanoid fungus, the mycoloid, seemed to have dissipated upon their death. Strange in itself. I'm not sure how spores just disappear with the death of their, well, owner, necessarily. But some of you still feel the after effects of at least the slime mold's attacks. There's still like sort of along Shugo's scales, and he's wiping them down at this moment. And I said in our Discord chat, since it is a lot easier for everyone involved, I'm just going to put the effect on you. Since you are pretty sure, because you're rolling fortitude saves in combat, and you see low rolls, you're going to see that you're diseased. So treat it like a video game. You have the buff on you, or debuff for this matter. Only problem is you don't know exactly when this is going to onset. And I believe as well, Liaodon, you made a nature check against them to learn about the disease itself. So you know Shigo is probably infected.
Yes. We should get our statue here checked up. Because I feel like he might be overtaken with mushrooms otherwise. Or mold, to be precise.
Right. Yes, I could try to take a look now, but any magic that I do would have to wait until tomorrow.
I'd say go ahead and take a look. Learn what you can, and rid him of it if you can. At the very least, we need to know what that is.
I would certainly welcome it, because otherwise, where would we take him? Do we take him to a doctor or a sculptor or a mason?
Or a
Well,
priest.
He's basically a person like us. So I would think somebody like myself or a clinician would be able to help. But these things do take time.
I feel itchy.
These things take a lot of time. We're going to need to get you to a proper bed.
We have so much to do, though.
All right. Well, we can go back to the Kodama and report on what we've done and see if things have improved. And then once we've seen that they have, then we'll get you some bed rest.
Well, it would probably be kind of a bad show from us to turn up with potentially a new vector for mushrooms.
Alternatively, we could just make camp here.
Isn't it pretty early in the day still?
It took about half the day to get down here from the village.
If we can make it back to the village by nightfall, we should go.
Essentially, every hex is a mile, though when you get into difficult terrain like forests, it's 2 miles, or rather, sorry, an hour. It's 2 miles per hex, but you can travel 2 miles in 1 hour, unless it's difficult. So yeah, it was about 4 hours, and 8 hours is kind of the adventuring day. So yeah, pretty much, you could make it back in that time if you wanted.
I don't think we need to stay out here. If I need medical attention or a sculptor, we would find those back in town.
Yes. I would definitely take you to the healers. I would have you rest. We'll give you treatment. It'll take a good part of the day or night. And in the morning, I can use that prayer again to hopefully flush whatever remains out of your system.
Very well.
Out of character, I believe any kind of like a treat disease check for medicine is going to take 8 hours. I think.
Correct, yes. It's a full day activity. But for the purpose of it, you guys head back to the village. Arriving about in the evening, as the sun is low over the gossamer hills that surround the town, you return. Let me change the music up.
All right,
And
we're here.
yes.
Well, I know where I'm taking Shugo.
Are the rest of you going to go speak to the Kodama then?
I, Bozin and I should be able to deliver the good news, yeah.
Yes, we can. Unless... No, I'm not sure if there's anything I can do to help you.
Very well. As you guys return to town and business is going on, you notice that Shinzo has already left as, well, he has spent his day in town since yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
And from here, yes. So, let's start with Shugo and Yuga. Where are you guys headed?
I believe it's the Hand of Spring. Is that where we... Clinic?
Yes, that is the clinic.
Yes, the Hand of Spring. The one you, helped save, and Shugo's, friend, Ibuki is there. Or at least, spirit friend. Run by Dr. Dami, as you make your way over there. You two are definitely met by him, but he seems to be closing up shop for the day. So terribly sorry, what's the matter?
Our guardian here may have been infected by a nasty fungal creature. I wanted to bring him in for treatment.
Well, it would be quite the interesting study, yes. I'm not exactly sure how to treat something like you. For one, I've never seen anything like you. Stone-made flesh, for that matter. Look, you can stay the night. And I'll come back in the morning.
I suppose that would be fine.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
So be it. So I have to get home to my family. But I trust you, and, well, I'm sure Ibuki will tell you off if you do anything, like trampling over my, vegetables again. Or herbs.
Don't worry, it will not happen again unless we are attacked by evil centipedes.
Let's hope you don't. I see,
Because we cannot vouch for what the evil centipedes might do.
as he heads back home. You guys are left alone at the shop here. Is there anything that you do other than just wait around? Shugo, you're not really showing any signs or feeling any ill effects right now.
Yuga, I feel completely fine.
Are you, though?
Yes, and this is kind of silly to have to be sitting around here when there's things to do.
You're not going to just be sitting around here doing nothing.
Is there something that needs to be done?
Yes, you're going to be lying down doing nothing.
That does not make that better.
It does make it better because you're not going to be exerting yourself. You're not going to be going around potentially getting others sick. I'm going to be watching over you. I'm going to go through every bit of literature we have here. I can do this.
Roll me a medicine check, Yuga.
All right.
As you won't take no for an answer, so you go around pouring through materials and the like, looking at fungal infestations and such.
I'm heroing that.
Okay.
I'm not going to let my divine guardian tell me what I can and can't do.
Well, as hellbent as you are, you find detailed accounts of slime rot infestations, detailed sort of dissections of creatures who have died from it, some of them resulting in, well, another slime mold erupting from the body. But most of the time, it takes at least a week for this to progress, if not more. And in Shugo's case, you are pretty certain that your divine sort of, your divinely guided, cleanse affliction spell would easily deal with it. You just need your rest.
If that's the case, then I'm willing to rest.
Sugars watched him frantically rush around.
He's very bored looking already.
That must suck so much.
But as you guys spend the night there, we go to the other two of the group, Baozin and Liaodong, who made their way up towards the Great Willow. And with you two heading up in that direction, it's sort of that 30-minute to an hour trek, more like an hour in the evening time where it's harder to see. You make your way up to, well, the Kodama called the Great Willow. Defensive as they were when you initially approached them, they now greet you with open arms, in fact. The tree itself, the Great Willow, seems devoid of any fungal infestation. They sort of hop down from its boughs and shout out, "Ah, well, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. But your friends, they're not here. I can't give you a proper thank you."
There were some side effects, and to lower risks of anything unforeseen happening, we've decided to keep them a safe distance away. However, we will certainly relay your thanks to them.
Well, I guess that's fine.
I can give a detailed account. Don't worry.
Yes. But suffice to say, everything's fine here now. But I still can't hear my friends, the other Kodama, of the other great trees of the region. I can't feel or hear or sense anyone beyond these accursed walls that have arisen around here. They fence us in all the way around. I've had time to discover, to sense, to stretch my vision as far as it could go in every direction, and we're trapped in a radius no larger than a dozen miles in all directions, strangely centered on Willowshore. For whatever reason.
Do you perhaps think that someone or something inside Willowshore would then be the source of this gilded cage that we've been trapped under?
It must have been. It's as if the town, the village, it's the epicenter of all of this. But my memory's hazy. I don't remember when this all just happened. I think it was around when you had your festival that one night. Remembrance Festival, I think.
That would line up with the lantern going out. What could have caused such fog, such upset?
That I can't tell you. But more importantly, something is extremely potent to the west. A wall greater than the one to the northeast and south. One that encroaches much closer even to Willowshore than the other walls. One that screams out into the night. One that is alive, or no. Well, it's alive with the dead, the ghosts.
Yes, we've had an unfortunate run-in already, trying to cross it and immediately turn our tail.
You did? Well, I'm glad it didn't hurt you all too much, but something tells me that whatever's beyond that wall, whatever lies within, it's even a greater mystery. It's a part of this. It's to hold some of the answers.
Then the question lays, how can we rid that wall, dissipate it, break it open?
From what I can tell, its origin seems to be the monastery behind it, so we would either have to find a way through or around the wall.
Maybe the spirits. Could I make an occultism check in regards to this?
Yeah, sure.
I would like to aid.
Okay.
+2 if the identification applies, but I rolled a 24.
Okay. As you think about it, and with the extra details, well, something like that might require, well, it's different from the walls that are to the east, north, and south. These just mist walls that sort of turn you back. This wall of ghosts, even though it's more dangerous and it's more intimidating, it might be the more straightforward of, well, what you could do. It might be that an exorcism, something close to that, some sort of ritual, some gathering of divine power could rip a hole open in it to allow you to pass. But this is just speculation. You don't know the details, you don't know an exorcism of such great magnitude.
But at least 3 deities have blessed the town already. Perhaps we could find one to offer aid.
We should probably ask for Yuga about information with that.
I concur. That you've set us on the right path.
I'll do what I can to watch over the town. Let them not distracted. I've never lived without my friends, compatriots. I feel alone.
I should make a habit of visiting you then.
You would do
Perhaps
that.
Perhaps you could also visit the town itself, couldn't you?
Oh, no, I feel anxious walking amongst so many of you mortal creatures. It's not right. It's not where I belong. You have mannerisms and such that cause some friction with mine. But maybe one day, if I'm desperate enough.
Well, I will make a habit of visiting you in the evenings when I'm in town.
Thank you. And may the gods, may the court watch your back.
Thank you. Bowsen says something equally eloquent in return. I cannot think of anything.
Leodon just gives a curt bow.
That works too.
Alright. These guys sort of return to town. Leodon and Bowsen, where are you going?
probably to meet up with Yuga and Shugo, so you
Yeah.
know
Check in on them before we do any kind of resting.
Okay. You check in, and at this point, they're both asleep. It's been a long day, trekking back and forth, almost dying multiple times to a fungal infestation. And there's plenty of cots in a medical place like this. You guys could just take your rest here.
well, I suppose we had a long day. We should let them rest and tell them the good question mark news tomorrow.
Shugo does not fit on his bed very well, so he's almost falling off of it.
The bed is just suffering under his weight.
As you all go to sleep. Alzin, you're the last one to get any rest. As you're staring up at the ceiling, your mind wanders and begins to trace out lines, threads. Just, in your vision, staring up at the ceiling, you imagine lines crisscrossing here and there, and imagining how plucking one changes the vibrations of one far away, but in a complex pattern where this one connects to this one and then that one connects back to this one. Those vibrations would carry and then double and then cancel out, and you, just for a brief moment before dozing off to sleep, notice that the lines you've traced in your vision, that you've held in your mind just as a sort of meditation, vaguely resemble a circle. A silver circle. And at that moment you feel like you should be remembering something, but then you doze off to sleep. And you all wake in the morning. With a knock on the door from Dr. Dame. Are you all still here?
What? Oh. Doctor.
Oh no, it's all right. I trust that you've all had a nice rest for yourselves.
I didn't
Yes.
really know when these guys came in.
You keep a well-kept business. Nice and clean.
Well, it's a clinic. I have to keep it clean. But anyway, things have slowed down ever since the attack. People are a little bit more remiss to get themselves injured now that they realize that there's not always a cot for them. Half the town's hurt, scratched, or slashed by some gremlin or whatnot. But yes. You're lucky that I didn't have anyone in. Or some emergency in the morning. By the way, how are you feeling, Shugo?
I am feeling completely the same as I did last night.
And it must not have taken root just yet. Claimed that you were exposed yesterday. It could take up to 4 days for it to really rear its head.
Well,
Whatever
I
it
have
is.
something that may be able to help with that. With the disease in such a weak state as it is, I should be able to eradicate it completely.
Oh, by all means. Work your magic.
For a cleanse affection.
It's not as if you you clerical types put us out of business or anything.
I was wondering what you thought of divine magic in that way.
It's fortunate that the gods don't have enough power to give everyone in the world their magics. Only a select few. There will always be a job for me, but usually you call a cleric for more severe wounds anyway.
I would consider this to potentially be severe if it were allowed to get any worse.
No, certainly, yes. I agree with that, and you're saving me some work, so... As you cast that spell, these spirals of bluish light sort of go along his body like a scan almost, and there are places where, like a black light, it sort of reveals this this clinging mold that seems to otherwise not be visible by the naked eye, or at least not advanced enough or not developed enough on his scales for it to be really easily seen. And, well, as it scans across, it is quickly wiped out. Easily enough, with a spell of this magnitude. You don't feel any different, Shugo, but you all did see that whatever it was seems to have been removed.
I'll still be keeping an eye on you, though. Just in case.
Thank you for letting us stay the night here, Dr. Dami. We appreciate it. If there's anything we can do to help you, please let us know.
Well, I do have things you could buy. I've stocked up too much on healing potions and the like. If you ever need any, you know where to find me.
I'll certainly be coming around soon. I worry that if I stock up some more, my backpack is just going to just crush me.
Well, you always have someone else carry it around on them. You never know when they need to use it themselves. Anyway, I have some paperwork to do. Y'all have a good day.
I'm gonna pick up a couple of
You as well.
plagues.
The guilt shopping trip.
Not in this case. This one's more of a Yuga is sufficiently spooked by this.
Once we're outside, Shugo's gonna turn to Bowsen and Light on. And what did the two of you find? What did they say?
Well, for one, I'm gonna relay their thanks. They were very grateful to having the tree saved. Second, they were reaching out spiritually to all of their friends in the area, and well, they found that they couldn't really contact anyone past these walls. What they realized from that is that we are very much sitting in the epicenter of it all. In other words, it seems to originate from Willowshore.
Did you mention that creature said it was there for decades?
No, that may or may not have slipped my mind.
It's probably not that important at the moment. But beyond that, no new information to share? We already knew that we were stuck in this place.
Well, the origin seems to be in Willowshore, perhaps, and Bowsin and I consulted about the fog wall to our west, and realized that maybe with a sufficiently strong exorcism, we might be able to get past it.
If the origin itself is in Willowshore, does that mean that somebody in town is bad?
How
Well-
else could the lantern go out? At the very least, a malicious person was able to extinguish it.
So an exorcism would work on that wall. Yuga, do you know anything about that kind of thing?
To a degree? Although we would probably want to consult with Elizabeth Kandora.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
No, I know. Then we should go do that.
that sounds great. Why don't we go do that?
Okay, you're gonna do that.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say something else. I'm so
So,
We should also probably help some more townsfolk today if we have time.
do you remember that the ranch was needing to be, or the stables was needing some help?
I would love to work on that today.
As you guys approach the cathedral here, Elizabeth Kandora is sort of frantically rushing about, sort of organizing papers, looking for notes. She, of course, notices you enter as the sort of sound of you pushing through the door echoes through the sort of small cathedral to Pharasma. Oh, thank Pharasma, you're here. Have you heard?
Heard which? There's been a lot of things.
You haven't heard? Look, the stables, it's... Some of its hands and its owner, they've been taken.
What?
Yes. I'm surprised you didn't hear. Someone just came by right now and told me it must have happened within the last hour, even less than that, certainly.
I was the clinical night.
Oh, well, if you were there, then you were on the other side of town. Look, I was looking for notes on... Unfortunately, next of kin for the owner and some of the stable hands, because they're nowhere to be found. There's signs of struggle, as I heard. You should go check it out.
Gladly, yes, of course.
So much for fixing the stables, huh? We need to find them, though.
Of course we need to find them.
So, you
Probably
guys
be
rush
quick
that.
about it.
So you rush.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm gonna quickly shift one of my investigations around from the cannery into the fog walls, or rather the origin of the fog walls.
Okay. So, as you guys are rushing down towards the stables, you find that, well, it wasn't really fixed up to begin with, so probably easy for somebody to enter. The fences being down already, and you guys didn't get to it, at least not yet. And you also find Shumatsuki, old man of the town, and a couple of guards there. He's shouting at one of them. They came in the middle of the night, and you didn't see a damn thing. What, do you think they swam over the Saber? They probably came over the bridge. Well, sir, we don't exactly expect any attacks from that direction. There was nobody posted there? No, there was. But they mustn't have been at their post, but... what do we pay you for? God damn it. If I was running things around here, I would have... You guys approach.
Everyone, what's the situation? We heard about the stable people.
Oh, there they are, the saviors. Always fashionably late to whatever's happened. Though I don't blame you, it's the guards who are the first responders, and they can't seem to be doing their jobs. There's the stable.
Literally only. We can't be everywhere.
I'm irritated at this moment. You're just going to have to accept it.
Okay.
Look. Kam Sun Chong, stable owner, and his son, Ming's son, and a couple of other stable hands, stolen away apparently in the night. Someone said they were working late, keeping watch. Some of the horses that we were able to retrieve. And they weren't there in the morning. They were all gone. Some of my guards have told us that there's tracks, boot prints, fresh ones. Thankfully it rained last night. It looks like they were dragged away.
Well, between the two of us, I say looking at Shugo, we could probably follow that.
Yes, we should get started immediately. Are there any signs of, like, blood or somebody may have been, like, killed here and then dragged off?
You need to roll a survival for that.
Got it. When I get to my sheet.
As you're looking around and setting up a trail perhaps for yourself, there is no blood, thankfully.
Well, they weren't killed, at least. Not here.
Not in town.
Time is of the essence, though, and we should follow these tracks.
What sort of creatures even live to the west of town? If they were dragged west, of course.
I am not sure.
The only thing out that way is the lumber camp. And beyond that damned wall.
Right, didn't we hear something about the lumber camp?
We did.
And it's probably worth investigating, unless it's a completely different matter unrelated to this.
No, we must save the villagers. That is our primary goal. They are probably there, if anything stole them away in the middle of the night.
If that's the direction of the lumber camp, then yes, it's very likely the Faceless
The Faceless.
try to steal them away like they stole us away.
What Faceless are you speaking of?
There's monsters that look like people, but they have no faces. And they stalk around in the night and whisk people away in the cover of night for purposes unknown.
Of course.
They were there
They're
the
real.
night- They were there the night of when this all happened, according to Ugly Cute.
Well, that would conveniently explain why they slipped past the guards. If they look regular from behind and they only don't have faces on them. Strange thing. I've never heard of them before.
What if
but-
they kidnap people to take their faces? What if they cut them off and use their faces as a disguise?
As that would be even worse.
That's really scary. Oh
Yes.
no, this is just conjecture. I'm just wondering.
Well, if that's what you're wondering, perhaps you should get a move on and figure out what's happened. You might have a little bit of time, since they dragged them away without really hurting them. They might need them for something.
Right. Now I'm really excited. Let's go, everybody.
You could ask around town about
Oh,
details of the
yeah.
lumber camp.
That's a good idea. Let's ask around for details about the lumber camp, everybody.
You don't need to do
No.
everything I say, but
It's not. I'm sorry. I just get a little carried away sometimes.
I would like to gather some information about the lumber camp using society.
That's a
okay.
great idea.
Royal Society.
I'm begging, let me use my feats.
Yes.
Woo! I'm gonna hero point that.
Okay.
I regret nothing.
You shouldn't, because that helps you succeed. In fact, let me look at it real quick. I need to pull up the correct information. So, as you've gathered this information, it does take about an hour to ask around and sort of correlate the information, make sure you're getting good information. You secure enough of a description to at least have a general sort of mind map of the place. There are 2 entrances to the main camp, but it is a palisaded camp. It used to be, ran by one of the lumber barons when the Longwa Empire still ruled over this region. But since they left, it's been abandoned for a couple of years at this point. But its palisades were sturdy in their time, and they're probably still up. And if creatures are living there, they probably shored it up too. There are 2 entrances. The front one is quite obvious. It's basically where the road goes, and it's along the river. There is a back door back where they used to dry the lumber as well, though. Something to keep in mind. That's all people can really tell you. A lot of the people who used to work there are no longer around, either slain in the initial attack on the village or don't really talk about their days working for the aristocrats. So, maybe some details have been left out, but you can't really waste any more time.
Alrighty.
So, is there anything you guys do in town before you proceed?
I don't think so. Not me.
Nope.
I think we're all stocked up as low as we're gonna be.
Alright. So, after trekking for about 6 hours down along the Saber River, you finally reach near its end, sort of the start of it. And every so often, as you're going along the river, you do see abandoned sort of logs that were supposed to have been sort of dragged along the shore. You know how they did it back in the day with like a horse and buggy, and then they dragged it using a long rope and stuff down the river. Kind of did that, like a canal. But it's all abandoned. It's all overgrown at this point. But what's not overgrown, not very much, is this little lumber complex ahead of you, this camp. It's got a few log cabin buildings that you can see peeking above its palisades, and a couple even outside of it. I'm going to move you guys over to a new scene, in fact, for this.
Excellent.
Alright. You guys hunker down behind some old cut pines, or old cut, whatchamacallit, stumps. Scope the place out. And different music. As you approach, you find quite a long track that leads up to it, open to observation. Quite easily, in fact, you see two figures standing guard lazily at the gate. You have enough time to look at them to realize you're not catching that sort of glimmer of an eye or the movement of any mouth. They are these faceless creatures that seem to be standing watch. Otherwise human, except for that just blank face. They also have a mean-looking dog with them.
Does the dog have a face?
The dog has a face.
I had to know.
Well, that's unlucky for us because that means it has a nose and a mouth.
And teeth.
Oh. Yeah, it would have been a lot safer if it didn't have a face.
You also notice a couple of those faceless creatures, not wearing sort of scout's gear, but rather just plain clothes, but with spears and, well, leather armor and such. It seemed to be leering over a badly hurt Kappa. You can't really make out what's going on, but you hear a shout every once in a while and laughter, and seems some abuse is happening to this poor creature.
I can't tolerate that.
Kappas we've met so far have been pretty agreeable, so I say we should probably go quickly and save this poor fella.
Let's not be rash, though.
We're not going to be able to do anything about it without taking care of the guards and their guard dog.
I imagine once we go up there, they will all be fighting us. I don't see any alternative, though. If we are to save this Kappa, then we need to go up there.
Let's go.
Okay. So, move your tokens as you will.
Not really many places to sneak up, is there?
You'd go around. But then again, you are choosing to help out this poor creature whose, well, ordeal is happening in the middle of everything, out in the open.
Yeah.
Who knows how much longer they'll have.
As you approach, the two at the door are the first to notice you, and the dog starts to bark and growl. What do we have here? Some, tourists? Are you here to learn about the fine history of this lumber camp?
I have to ask the question, how are they speaking? Is the voice just coming from them, or...?
It seems to be booming into each of our minds, telepathically.
Release the Kappa.
Oh, you're talking about that one? All the way across? Well, that poor creature decided to come too close to our home, so we were just teaching it a lesson. Unfortunately for us, we can't exactly join our friends in the whole thing. We have a gate to guard. As the laughing and jeering still continues, they don't seem to have noticed you at the moment, but...
As they're talking to us, Shugo's gonna look at the ground here to see if there's like drag marks of people having been pulled through here recently.
Roll survival check.
Just to kind of determine the disposition going into this.
You definitely get the sense that something's been dragged through here recently.
Shugo will kind of murmur back to the group. I definitely think that they were dragged through here. The prisoners must be here.
Well, may I just go ahead and pelt them with a nice crossbow bolt to the chest?
I really hate to resort to violence, but let's kill them.
They look like they want to fight. Good then. We'll have to provide Miru with some extra prisoners.
You've already taken far too many from ours.
He'll reward us for your capture. Hey, stop playing around with that little one and help us with some of the big game, you lot. And come out of the dormitory as well. As he shouts towards the building behind you, I need everyone's initiative.
This is a lot of enemies.
Yes, it is. I guess the Kappa doesn't involve himself, but yes, you guys have just walked straight into the camp to let everyone know that you're here and take them all down at once. I guess we'll do. So, for the purpose of it, we're going to start with you, Yuga. You are the first to realize things are going to go quite sour quite quickly, so what do you do?
Apologize for my quietness here because I've been very desperately looking over my spells here, trying to figure out what spells do I have with a greater than 10-foot radius. Here's what I can do, though. I'm going to... Oh, shoot. How does this spell work? Target thing... Repeat the attack. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have this really awesome spell that I just picked up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It has spiritual armament.
Alright. Naturally, this would be piercing or spirit damage, as Pharasma's dagger sort of plumes into existence as there's sort of this spiritual flame dancing around it too.
Yep. I'm kind of like wielding my own dagger as I do this, but like I kind of like thrust and then like cut toward that archer over there.
Okay.
Not incredible. I do
Just barely a miss.
I do want to hero this.
Okay. 18 will make
Yes.
that a critical strike, in fact.
I feel good about this choice.
As you thrust your dagger out towards them,
Oh!
they look funnily at you for a moment, tilting their faceless head, and all of a sudden there's this spiritual dagger sliced into their neck, and they fall quite easily before you. What the hell? How'd they do that? You all need to get over here now!
I
Anything else?
shall shield with my remaining action.
Okay. After that frantic shout, you overhear a wooden door bursting open behind you. Sorry about the actual door sound effect, because I haven't got through to delete it. Anyway, another one of these guys rushes out into the fray, though they are only able to get sort of close to Liaodon with their full actions, as they had to open a door as well. I'm going to reveal them in the initiative. They're pretty quick, pretty ready to take a fight. This one here sort of shouts out, "Oh, well, looks like we have more toys to play with then." They're going to try to intimidate Liaodon as they direct that towards them. Actually, they need to be within 30 feet. Can they go across the water fast? This one is actually going to do a long jump with athletics. Try to jump from the island over. They will start their jump basically at the edge here on this log, and then go another 10 feet, because unfortunately it is exactly what you roll. They go 10 feet, splashing into the water. They're going to take difficult terrain to go the third final, and it doesn't get them in range for intimidation, so they're just going to go... yeah, they actually can only go here. as they sort of stumble through the water, only getting that far. Now, Dawn, you have a chance to think about this. What do you do?
Well, I'll take this chance to think about how to best attack one of the grunts still on the island.
Okay.
Let me roll my stratagem. I'm keeping that as an attack.
Mm-hmm.
I will also roll my recall knowledge as part of this.
Yes, which one of these guys were you targeting with this?
The grunt.
Which grunt? Because there's many grunts.
Oh, excuse me, this one.
Okay, yes, good. Yeah, that'll be a society or actually no, these guys are occultism. They strike you as aberrant creatures. Twisted.
I'm so happy I invested into occultism.
Yeah, for a campaign like this, might be useful. 21. You are able to tell that these are... You finally sort of pieced it together. This facelessness. These are Nopera Bow. They are creatures that appear to be regular humanoids, but are twisted sort of facsimiles of them, essentially. They are sort of like these outcasts that are unhappy with something in their lives. They're almost some of the most easily cursed creatures, and a lot of them congregate on the outskirts of society, especially in a place like TNZ that is rife with curses and this sort of thing. It's very easy for people to be outcast and become these creatures. But yes, what do you want to know specifically about them?
Give me the lowest save.
The lowest save is definitely going to be their will. They're weak-minded.
Well, I'm guessing I know someone's gonna have a field day with that. Either way, I'm now going to shoot them with the crossbow I've picked up quite a while ago.
Okay. That'll definitely be a crit. As you had already had it raised, you were sort of waving it in their direction. You knew as soon as combat started, they would sort of go into a crouch, so you aimed for the crouch. Critical hit.
Well, let's make this quick. Unlike you.
And with that, 22 total is another single shot, single dead creature. Or I shouldn't have doubled that, but either way. It takes regular damage of 22 and is immediately sent to the ground. Well, not unconscious, just dead.
And my final action is a reload.
Okay. With that, we go to the dead one. They are dead. This one is also dead, actually. So, we go to Shugo.
Alright. Well, there's a lot of them. They're everywhere, so...
That they are. You even hear more clamoring coming from that guardhouse behind you.
Shugo's going to move and make himself a bigger target for the guys coming out of the building.
Mhm.
He's gonna whip around as he runs past and try to sink his jaws into this one's leg.
Alright. So you rush around that side, you can easily get into its leg. As frightening as they are, they don't seem to be that trained of combatants. Peasants and other creatures that just have transformed into these hideous visages. It's barely alive from that. You've torn it to the ground a little bit, it's barely on one leg.
He's gonna whip around with a claw and just try to finish him off then.
Okay. That'll definitely hit. And it had 1 HP, so whatever you roll is a claw strike that just finishes the job, sending him reeling to the ground.
Alright, that's all 3 actions.
Alright. Now, going to another one of these grunts. They are going to take the long way around, seeing their ally flounder in the water. They're going to just barely sort of dive into these bushes before they can really get any further to you, before you guys start doing things to them, perhaps. Another one inside of the dormitory here, rushes out. This one not needing to open the door, so they can get to... They still... Okay, so they can get to Shugo here. They will rush up to them. And as they leer over to you, they're trying to just take advantage of their quick arrival and go for a strike. 2 on the dice. You whip your tail around and nearly disarm them, just deflecting the attack. Now, as I add that one to initiative, we go to Jerky the dog. Jerky is going to start sort of baying and rushing out towards you all. Straight towards Baozin. And Baozin, it's much faster than the other creature, so it immediately rushes in for a Jaws attack. Biting at you, tearing into your side there. That is actually going to be a hit.
Why did you abandon me, Shugo?
For 4 damage.
Shugo, I'm gonna bleed out.
Need a rabies shot now.
No!
4 damage. Baozin dies.
This trickster, one of the ones that was talking, sort of shouts out to the others, "Damn it, keep them occupied." For this, He's going to rush over here, sort of firing off a shot towards Baozin as they go here. So with their short bow. 19 on the dice will unfortunately be a critical hit. They get a clean shot at you while you're distracted, sort of being torn at by the dog. And because it is a short bow, it has a deadly trait. Total of 11 damage to you.
I was trying to stay behind the tank.
Got him. That'll be their turn. This one, another one, rushes out from the dormitory. It was further in, so it's just going to take a flank on Shugo here, and that'll be their entire turn as they rush into the fray. Now going to yet another one who rushes out just behind them. This one was much closer to start with. They're going to see things are a little bit crowded over there. Just going to look to the other guy, or well, as much as you can see them look, and try to get a flank on Liaodon eventually. They're going to go for a strike against Liaodon. As they thrust a sort of haphazardly made spear towards you, you're able to sort of deflect it quite quickly. And that'll be their turn. Now, finally, another one of the grunts. This last one leaves the Kappa alone, rushes across, goes to about here as far as they can go. Baozin, your turn.
Oh, goodness. I picked a bad day to drop Concordant Choir.
Quick,
Like,
cast
oh,
fireball.
I don't really need AoE. I can just let... Yeah. I'll get something eventually. But for now, I think I'm going to see if I can take out that archer, or at least inhibit him.
Okay.
He's within 30 feet.
That is.
I think I'm going to cast Nudge Fate, increase my own AC. I got that.
Just gonna move my
And
dog so I can
Nudge
see it.
Fate myself so that I can add 1 to my attack if I need to.
Yep.
And then I'm going to attack that archer with Needle Darts.
Okay. Needle dart slung towards that one. Your improvement to your own fate just isn't enough to change
angry.
things for you.
That's my turn.
As they duck away from the darts, none of them hitting them. Fortunately for them. Yuga, your turn.
I recognize the archer as the biggest threat at the moment. So I will continue to attack that one.
Okay.
I sustain spiritual armament. And I see that I don't really have a good way to do this other than just simply
Yeah, just
restoring
throw
the
it out
spell and
again.
recasting it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, as a sustain, I do believe it is actually just 1 action.
Yes, it is. Just make another thrust towards them. This time they're a little bit more aware that there is a spectral dagger floating around them, avoiding the fate of their ally.
Well then, instead of going for the multiple attack penalty, I'm going to use my Concordant Choir and the 3 that are bunched up against us.
Okay.
The 3 to the left.
It's a good spot to put it. As there's a group of them rushing up to you, you thrust this, actually burst out towards them. Go ahead and place the burst for me.
There it is. Got it.
Alright, there we go. So all 3 of them will make this fortitude save. And really, really bad rolls on all of them, including the one at the bottom that critically fails. So a total of 10 damage to that one at the bottom. The other 2, their ears are also ringing from this. Actually, let me see. What's the critical effect? Is there a critical effect other than... There's no deafening. Okay. Good to know. Though, even so, they seem to cup their ears like it hurts a little bit more than you might expect. Something about their hearing.
Interesting. Pretty
one
solid.
day
A
I
little less than I
love
was
it.
hoping for. But that's a full turn.
Okay. Now one of the ones that you... The one that you badly hurt just shouts out towards you. Skin that beak from your jaws. 19 on intimidation. I believe that's a failure. They can't intimidate you.
Plus 11 means I have a DC 21, right?
Yes, definitely. You're unfazed as they rush up. But they still do hit you. Even so. Piercing just barely through the mage's armor. Or the, well, cleric armor at this point. 3 damage there. That'll be their turn. Leodon, over to you.
Alrighty. Gonna be a bit tricky for me to do. But gonna step over here. Then devise my stratagem for the archer.
Okay.
Since he seems to be an important target. I'm going to unfortunately keep that as a skill stratagem. I also recall knowledge this guy, because he seems to be different from the others.
Society. Or, sorry,
society,
occultism. So, occultism, yeah. Well, you do critically succeed on your recall knowledge with them. This is an opera bow trickster. They're a little bit more advanced. They are a little bit better at impersonating creatures, in fact. And if they reveal the impersonation, they could, well, scare them. They're also a mite bit sneakier. But what do you want to know specifically about them?
Well, give me some special abilities they might have.
They have sneak attack. They get the opportunity. If anyone's off guard, they will deal more damage.
Oh, that is awful. And for my second, I probably don't have any resistances or weaknesses, I imagine. So, lowest save again.
They also have low will, but I'll give you a weakness.
Oh, they do.
Because you were looking at the other ones from the sonic damage they were getting. If they are deafened, they are slowed.
Ooh.
Because they have particularly sensitive hearing.
Yeah, if only we had a way of deafening people.
If only.
I do, but it's not prepared.
Hey, after glancing in his direction, studying his guide, looking for an opening, Leodon is just gonna whip around and shoot at a completely different opera bow, the one that's currently flanking Shugo.
Okay. Slinging a shot towards that one. They were aware that you had the sudden change in target and are able to slip away from it.
Dang. That is all 3 of my actions.
Okay, we're gonna go to Shugo.
All right. Shugo's gonna take a little step to pursue this one going after Yuka.
Mhm.
He's gonna try to bite them from behind.
All right.
Wish I could crit.
9 on the dice will still hit though. Nasty bite into them for a total of 10.
And I'm just gonna follow up with the claw again.
Okay.
Try to take out their leg from beneath them.
They're able to whip around and deflect the attack.
That
So
is all
shifted,
3
yeah.
hits.
All right. This one here is going to step towards Baozin and is going to sort of leer over them. You all have such strange faces.
Come on.
Intimidating you. Frightened 2.
Oh.
They look great hanging on our wall. They hit. For a total of 3. It certainly opens you up as you're starting to be surrounded. This dog is hounding you. Things don't feel all that great for you. This one here, behind Shugo, is going to do the same. Try to intimidate. They sort of chortle and sort of shout these lines and intimidations towards you. I won't always have one specifically for them, but they fail to intimidate Shugo, but they do succeed at hitting quite hard. 6, piercing your hide and getting into your flesh just a bit. We're gonna go for another. Don't think to ignore us. For a total of 5. Now, going on to Jerky the dog. Seeing as Baozin is in a pretty bad spot, it's going to try to trip them. Trying to sort of maul them to the ground. I don't think an 11 beats your
14, I think.
15 for reflex. Because it's
reflex.
a trip, yeah. But even so, it's not going to stop them. They're going to continue to sort of bite and growl and snarl at you, trying their best to hurt you. But it is just a dog, and it can't do all that much to you as you're pushing it back,
You have
using
to stab
small
this dog.
wars. And now this one here. They're going to shift down here, looking for an easier target. Liaodon is on the periphery. They're going to, let's see. Actually, they shifted behind the guardhouse and entered stealth, or tried to at the very least. This compared to your perception DC, Liaodon would fail. You know that they're there, you're not going to be off guard to this attack as they shoot from behind cover here.
I believe I'm actually having a sniper duel now.
They do hit you, as one of those arrows sort of grazes your side, not really doing much but cut your clothing. Maybe your skin just a bit. So 1 damage to you. As they shift back there, the others continue their attack. This one here is going to try to bring Shugo to the ground, trying to trip him up with the butt end of their spear. And as it is with there being many, many enemies, they're going to roll well eventually. 24 will trip you down.
Succeeds. Yep.
So 6 will put you down. And then they're going to go for strikes. Now's our chance! They miss both of them. Your thick hide protecting you more than your reflexes at this point. This one here shifts back towards Shugo, seeing as, well, they're being attacked by them. They're actually going to try to shout down Shugo themselves. Should just give up already.
I don't think I'm going to be doing that.
They go for 2 strikes, stabbing down at you. But you're coiling, curling away from strikes. One does graze you. Can't deflect all of them, and in fact, it gets caught on under one of your plates and hurts pretty badly. Now this one back here is going to rush down here, going for Yuga, trying to also trip Yuga. Yuga, I believe your reflex is pretty low. So you're not
Yep,
as steady on your
16.
feet as everyone else. You are sent to the ground. He's an easy target, too. They go for a strike. And just barely do hit because you are prone. While they're taking map for 4 damage there. And you guys are getting
Amazing.
stabbed and sliced here and there. Bowsin, you're not feeling
Already.
great.
I'm gonna hit myself with blur so I don't go down.
Okay.
Then with my remaining action, range 30 feet. Ah, there's so many. All my spells are single target. This is hell. I'm trying to figure out how I can support. This one, since it can only really reach Yuga,
hmm
I'm gonna cast Needle of Vengeance on it
Okay.
in case it attacks Yuga. And I'm gonna put the Familiar Bounce Luck on Yuga to increase his AC.
Alright. Doing what you can to keep everyone protected.
There's
Bounce
too many
luck.
streams, I can't plug them all. That is my turn.
Remember Yuga,
Am I-
when you are being protected, drag it over to yourself and, yes. Speaking of,
Got it. Figured it out. Cool. I'm kind of helpless on the floor, so I'm going to not be on the floor. Spend an action to do that.
jumping back up.
It's imperative that I sustain my spell, so I shall do that. And get an attack off on the one that's between me and Shugo.
Alright. Whipping the spectral dagger
Don't
back.
know if I'll get a bonus for that or not with a spell.
You do not. I don't believe. Let me see. Do a spell attack roll against. Turn to your side. Fling it. So that implies it's a ranged attack. Always. We'll go with that. You don't get the bonus for flank.
Still, it's an enemy that is lower health, and I want to do crowd control.
Yeah, it's a very good hit there. 2 and 4 total of
Kind of
6.
pathetic damage, though.
They're weaker, but they're not going down. They're really, really weak, though.
Should I finish it or heal Bowsen?
I think Shugo may be able to finish that one off.
You only have a 1-action heal, though, right?
It would be one action heal.
Or a battle medicine, or whatever.
I have battle medicine.
Yes.
I'd say do a battle medicine.
Battle medicine's a one action heal on Bowsen.
All right. Reaching over to Bowsin and definitely
Okay.
healing them up. 22. Basically puts him back to full.
Full health. You gave me an ibuprofen.
He's concealed.
That's wild.
Oh, you have to make the flat check before you can heal him.
True. He is blurry. There's these after images. You're not sure which one is him, and it's hard to keep track of him. Roll DC 5. 6.
I just barely.
All right.
Don't scare me like that.
So, as that happens, this injured one, is looking to Yuga instead of Bowsin. It's what's keeping them alive! It's going to try to feint towards you as the tricky creature tests your perception. Actually, this is your perception DC, which is different from your will DC. It'd be 19.
So it's
for
still
you.
19.
Yeah, you're good. You see it coming. And you're also see the attack coming. Are able to shift to the side at the last moment. Liaodon, your turn.
Alrighty. Once again, I stare at the one that's hiding away.
Looking to them, you think you might have a chance.
I'll keep that as an attack, actually.
Okay.
I proceed to reload my crossbow. And he probably has cover, doesn't it? Let's the fire away.
Does hit. Sling a shot towards them, expecting their sort of revealing of themselves. Takes 5 off of them.
Alrighty, and that's all 3 of my actions.
Alright, Shugo, still on the floor. What do you do?
Shugo is going to get up.
Mhm.
And he's gonna whip around to the one behind him, and you know how it goes. He's gonna try to fight.
Yes.
Use some crits.
Quick bite, 7 on the dice, will hit. Nasty chomp into them, in fact, 16. Barely alive. So close.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna turn around and kill the one that's threatening you guys.
Alright.
Or attempt. Claw.
Very confident. And you should be. That is a critical strike, in fact. This very weakened one, you slice them down with ease.
What are these things made of? Are they like skin all the way down, or
They're flesh and bone.
flesh
Normally.
and bone? Okay.
That is my turn. 3 up.
Alright. Now, back to the majority of them. This one looks to bounce in. Just goes for a couple of attacks. And we'll only roll the concealment if it hits. Which, there was an extra 20 there, so it might. Yes. So let's roll concealment on the first one hits. Concealment on the second one hits.
Oh,
So damage on the first, the regular damage on this will be 5. And then the crit will be 8. Total of 13. To make a flurry of attacks against you, you find yourself unready for them. This one here will shift past Shugo, getting into a flank, and go for 2 strikes. Quick and easy, natural 20 once more. And a 12, which misses. Look at you guys, these guys can't muster up too much strength behind their attacks. It only deals 10 damage to you, Shugo, but they're wearing you down with numbers. Now Dog. Dog is going to continue just kind of stupidly just go for the easiest target it can. This would hit, and will
I'm
hit.
offended. Oh, can't believe this.
For 2 damage. Actually, it's not just 2 damage. He has 2 other allies in play. He uses Pack Attack for an extra d4. So an extra 2 damage. You can keep up. You go for a 3rd. Why not?
I'm not supposed to be the tank.
They miss. The dog continues to snarl at you. They get a lucky strike in. The one in the back. Damn, everyone inside needs to stop partying and get out here. Whatever. This is our glory. Keep fighting. He, let's see. He hunkers away for a moment, hoping to pop out at you, Leodon. But you see it coming. They're going to go for 2 quick shots of their short bow. First one definitely misses. Second one does hit with a 19. They get a lucky shot off for 2 more damage. They really need to get their crits in, or even get people off guard to start dealing some more damage than that. But anyway, you go to this one here. Just assured with the flank, they're going to go through a series of attacks here. Missing the first with a 6, natural 20 on the second. 16 on the third. The natural 20 will certainly hit. For a total of 12 damage to Shugo. Shugo, you're starting to be stabbed on all sides. You're having a hard time keeping track of all of them. This one here. This one is going to go for a strike against Yugo. They will have to make their Needle of Vengeance. Target takes unit anytime you use the hostile action. So let's start with that. Was an 8. It fails. It takes 2 mental damage. It hurts them. But they're still going to go for the strike. Actually,
Wait, no, it's heightened to
this
4.
is heightened now. Yes, that's 4 damage. So an extra 2. It's actually starting to add up. But they're going to go for their first strike, which just barely does hit. Past that mage armor. For a good amount. 7. Seeing as things are going pretty well for them, they're going to go for another one, which will require another will save. 4 on the dice. They nearly critically fail, but they'll still take the 4. It's up here. They're starting to really hurt. This migraine is just pounding in their head. So they go for the second strike. This should be at map, so I'm going to minus that. That's fine. And it's going to go for a final attack. It misses this one, too.
Needs to make a save on the final attack.
Yes, correct. Goes for one more.
Okay, yeah. Needle of Vengeance is great when it works.
It's good when you're dealing with really dumb enemies who don't have many other options in a fight. This one's just, it's holding on to its head. What's happening? Alzan, your turn.
I need to move. I am going to use an action to sustain Needle of Vengeance, and in doing so, I am going to move the Familiar Bound's Luck to myself, because I am kind of scared. Then I'm going to use my second action to move here. And my third action to cast Shield, which I did check. It should stack with Familiar Bound's Luck, because one's a status and one's a circumstance.
Correct, it does. Weaving fate and practical matters into one, trying your best to defend yourself. Okay.
Yep. That is my turn.
You go. Back over to you.
Okay. One spiritual knife attack on the one in front of me that's near death.
Mm-hmm. Letting out from your sleeves. Straight into them.
Barely hits.
They're weakened, holding their head, that migraine distracting them enough that it slices into them, bringing them to Pharasma's gates.
This time I actually remembered to use Death's Call.
Yes. There have been a lot of death around you.
Yeah, like last turn when Shugo killed one, I'm like, I didn't even really like, I blinked out because I was so focused on like future turns. Like, oh. All right, so how many temp HP from this one?
Oh, yes, I forgot I need to tell you their level. They're level 0.
Yeah.
So, yeah, level 0 plus spellcasting attributes, so 4.
Take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
My options are very slim here. The other option is like something that's outside of the radius, so yeah.
What else you got?
As much as I would love to continue my Rain of Death, my attack bonus isn't the highest. I'm gonna heal Shugo.
Okay. The kill out towards Shugo. $22. Wounds closed and feeling a lot better.
That's my turn.
Now on to this Nopera bow. This one, still sees you as the main person to go for. They're going to try to once again go for a off-guarding of you, a deception, a what's it called, a
Faint.
feint. Yes.
That'll
Will
beat
be
any of my
off guard.
DCs.
Mm-hmm. As they have a chance, they sort of like feint to one direction, they go for another strike around, but even so, you just barely see it going. And your mage armor deflects it for both attacks. In fact, just barely. That'll be their turn. Leodon.
Need to find myself a better place to shoot from.
Okay.
I'm going to move on over and like try to like hide behind the corner from the archer.
Yeah, for the purpose of it, you'll be in there.
Yeah. I will still keep my stratagem on him though for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
So let me check.
17.
Excellent. In that case, I will peek around and shoot at him.
All right. As you dodge to the side into that cover, they lose track of you for a moment. It might prove deadly for them. That is a critical hit exactly. As you whip around with the crossbow. Unfortunately, you take the shot so quickly, it's not deadly. They're still alive, but with a deep gash on their shoulder.
That's all 3 of my actions.
Okay, Shugo, over to you.
Well, he's just gonna keep biting.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's a crit. So 24 is plenty. You just rip them to the ground. You've had enough of this. Tear them to shreds.
He's gonna turn around and he's gonna swipe his claws at the near-death one.
Okay. Quick swipe, natural 20. And you're empowered by Yuga. You're returning the favor. Another one goes down.
I can't wait until my heals actually give him a damage bonus.
I'm gonna stride right up here and get in this one's face, or missing face, so to speak.
Wait, your heals will provide a damage bonus later? That's cool.
Uh-huh.
The one.
So Shugo gets in this guy's face and just starts growling and making angry dragon noises.
You think you can scare me?
It certainly cannot scare me.
Just die then. Guess for 1 strike and 2. 18 on the dice will just barely hit, even with the map. For 6 damage as a flurry of strikes goes out towards you. So this guy's dead. There we go. We go to the dog, who, well, gonna chase down Bowser.
I tried.
I'm killing this dog.
Clip that.
Have you tried petting the dog?
Yeah, clip it. Clip it. I dare you.
It rolls
I'm
a
gonna pet
natural
the
1.
dog with my fist.
As you push it aside, your familiar balance luck and the shield spell are actually what made you not get hit there. Just growling and biting and just snarling towards you. It just can't get a hit in because you finally got your defenses up. Now, this one, this trickster up here. Damn it, I have to tell the others. Brush this off. To the north and around the corner.
No. That's not good.
They have not exited combat just yet, so you may have a chance to get after them. So, bows in. We go to your turn.
Okay. If he's there,
I can go get that one that ran.
can you catch him? No, I don't doubt you. I am gonna assume the dog's immune to mental effects.
Why would the dog be immune to mental effects?
I'm gonna cast Phantom. No, I'm going to cast use my other focus point to cast Needle of Vengeance on this dog.
Okay. The dog has a needle of vengeance. You are
I'm
putting some training on it. A shock collar.
Bad dog.
Literally a shock collar. Just ephemerally
I'm gonna
around
buff
it.
myself with that, and see, I'm at least giving the dog a chance to stop. And
Okay.
I'm gonna target this badly injured one and cast Void Warp.
Okay. Against their fortitude, they seem majorly reflexive, but they roll a natural 20 on that one.
Come on, everyone said good luck but me today.
I need this one who's, well, changing luck.
Not just this game. Today's been wild, man. Wild.
You get in.
Shugo, you'd rather I stay here and defend the others?
I can get him.
Okay, I'll stay here and defend the others. Starting with dog.
Shoot the dog.
Actually, with Bowsen there, maybe I shouldn't focus on
It has rabies.
Ooh.
Why
I was
did you say
scared about
ooh?
it. No, it's not what I meant. Ooh, rabies, my favorite. I check dog.
All right, you sling Pharasma's dagger towards this dog, and it will hit the dog. And it is very badly hurt. At this point, after that strike, and with the threat as well of the Needle of Vengeance, it sort of hunkers back and sort of cowers. It is not fighting anymore.
Then I will refocus my attention on the one before me.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll save my other spell. Okay, yeah, I'll just do attacks. I'm fine. Okay. Okay, I can just reuse that. There we go. There we go.
119 certainly hits.
Still hits.
She's slinging a ray. I don't think you can attack more than once with spear. Actually,
You
nothing
can
says
sustain more than once, though.
each time you.
And
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
used
Yeah.
the
You're
multiple
right.
attack penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. So that does hit. Just haven't seen people really do that that much. It's barely alive. 1 HP.
Might as well try. My other options are basically stand there and shield.
Well, you have an agile weapon.
I have an agile weapon.
At this point, you just need to hit him.
I just need to hit him. Yeah. Oh, the agile weapon isn't gonna do any better.
Oh, yeah.
That's embarrassing. Yeah. All right. I'll just use the regular. Oh. Will it hit? Will it hit?
14, just barely
No,
missing.
it's worth a try.
They're aware of it. Their attention is not divided. They're just gonna go for strikes though, as they've gotten a little bit more desperate at this point. So you guys have killed most of their allies, and their others have ran. This one misses all of its attacks. Leodon, over to you.
Alright. Well, with Shugo chasing down one of them, I'm just gonna see what I can do here. My crossbow isn't loaded yet, so I will quickly reload. And stare at the top grunt here.
Okay.
I'm keeping that as an attack, and I will immediately fire them.
Just as Shugo is dashing away, you take the shot towards them. You knew they wouldn't expect that shot after Shugo leaves him just so immediately. That's 8 damage to them. They're looking pretty rough at this point.
That's all 3 of my actions.
Okay. Shugo.
All
Let's
right,
be
I'm
some-
gonna begin with. I'm gonna stride.
Okay. Using your barbarian speed at this point, you rush over here. You did catch sight of them. They are right about there.
I'm going to use sudden charge.
Okay. Yes, you can actually get all that distance all the way up to them. As they seem to be
Amazing.
fiddling with something on the palisade, like there's a board, a plank that's sort of been leaned up against it. Come on. But go for the strike.
Shugo just pounces on this guy.
Or
Shugo
sorry.
is going to reroll with a hero point. Are you kidding me?
Okay, well, unfortunately it misses, but it distracts them enough they're not going to be able to get through. God, how did you get here so quickly? I don't worship any gods, just fuck the gods. This guy's going to go for a plank.
That's pretty good.
Go for 2 attacks.
Can I interest you in saying Pashti instead?
That's even worse. This one does hit. For 5 damage against Yuga. But that's all I can do. Dog is out of commission. The one that you pounced is going to drop their bow, draw their dagger. Go for a quick feint against you, actually. This one is really good at it, too. 26 against your perception DC. Succeeds, you'll be off guard. They go for a quick slash with their short sword as their final action. You can stop us! That'll miss, though. Bows in, over to you. Things are winding down.
Dang. My turn. Alrighty. It's not worth using any spell slots at this point, I don't think.
Proceeds to get chain crit.
I am just gonna cast needle darts on the one in front of me that's badly injured, because I presume I can't benefit from a.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
On range
I'm gonna
attacks count.
attack this one.
Okay. Needle darts. Which will definitely hit. A spray of needles. This way and that's all of them pounding into their chest. They will definitely go down to that.
Thank you for
And
taking that
then-
one out.
I'm gonna step here in case Yuga can't sustain that spell or something. I don't know.
Okay, you go.
Yep, what I can do is strike out with the spiritual dagger first.
Mm-hmm. Seven on the dice. Exactly hits.
See if this downs you.
You sling it towards them, and it easily sends them on to the afterlife.
Okay. I'll try to catch up with Shugo then.
Okay. So you're doing that. There,
Full turn.
what's your action?
Alrighty. Well, I will also have to give chase.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, movement can't go through corners. It will always stop it. Here, I gotcha. There you go.
There you go. Thanks. It's one action. I have to shoot at you there. Two actions. Let me see. If I can't cheat this in any way, I'd maybe get an angle on this fella.
You would have seen them as you moved here.
Would I would.
Just barely.
Watch. Oh, time to land this shot.
Okay. She goes wrestling with them. They've got a short sword drawn towards them. Sling it straight down and hit your mark. See if you do enough damage.
To steal Shugo's kill.
Right for the head. Implanting itself in that faceless head as Shugo goes in for the jaw strike. Right to the side, and they fall to the ground, dead. And that will be that combat. That triple combat, because you guys pulled 3 groups in one.
Woo! Hey, nobody even went down. I'd say we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Bet that was worth 60 experience points.
That was 150, actually.
Okay.
You know, I should probably use this crossbow more often.
Yeah, that was a good shot you led with. Or shots. Both of them.
What was this board that it was trying to mess with? It's like a secret entrance here?
Roll a perception check.
Certainly do so.
Anybody have like a potion or something?
You actually do find that, yes, there is a secret entrance. A board that sort of blocks view of, you know, the palisades sort of like are supposed to go all straight up. The two logs here are sort of at an angle where you can squeeze through between them if you wanted to. You can sort of see inside as well.
Do you become fully visible, Dozen?
Sorry, say that. Can I
Do you
become
become
invisible?
you become fully visible?
I tend to be visible.
Do you
You're
drop
blurred?
Conceal. Blur.
Oh, I'm still concealed from blur. Doesn't make me invisible.
Still DC 5.
Conceal makes it so it's harder to heal you.
I can't hit you.
Oh, I'm dropping it. It goes away
Yeah.
after a minute.
Quick heal, 21.
Thank you.
Yep.
I found an alternative entrance. That guy was trying to go through it.
Nice. I like that.
Let's take a look.
Hold on, don't get ahead of yourselves.
The dog
I
is
still have,
tentatively backing away from you all, snarling.
You should check up on the victim they were tending to earlier.
The dog runs away.
Just a dog. Not gonna hold a prisoner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not that spiteful.
You don't have a druid, so, dog
I was
doesn't
aiming
matter.
for the dog.
This one, easily shot by Leodon. That's all that's left here, and you see the injured Kappa sort of kicking at them. I'll show you, you bully. Not this bad back at home. Hey,
Hold still. I'm a healer.
you. Somebody roll a diplomacy check. It doesn't seem all that
Okay,
well
that's-
right now. Not accepting. You're not gonna hurt me?
No, I'm gonna make you better. We took care of these enemies.
Just, don't make it hurt. I'm tired of hurt.
Don't worry, we're good people. We're traveling around with a giant cucumber, as you can see.
Think we have 10 minutes to do this?
Yes, it seems so. Nobody comes looking. You still hear shouts every so often, but like cavorting shouts, like, ha, that sort of... They seem to be partying on the inside of the lumber camp, not really... Or rather, trusting on those outside to protect it. This is a very, very good medicine check.
I like that.
Kappa, feel better. Still dizzy. Head need water. He dips his head into the water. You gather water for his head.
Should be enough to at least get you going.
You good. You good person. You good people. Hear about you. You are cucumber granters.
Yes.
We do not have any cucumbers for you today, unfortunately.
Right.
No need. You heal. Friends have cucumbers at home. Also said they have boots they're playing with, but I was looking for food.
Your friends have boots?
Boats. Things you
Boats.
ride on. You people ride on.
The boats, yes.
The ones that are missing from the village, Yuga.
Right. My head was on boots. Boats. We will have to talk to your friends about that.
Maybe I tell them, give you boats back. Harmless
We
prank.
would very greatly appreciate it.
Yes, I would appreciate that greatly.
You should.
were-
Sorry, good.
You were looking for food all the way out here.
Yes, we can't go east as far anymore, or south as far anymore. fog makes us dizzy, makes us turn around. So we go this way further than we used to. Sneak past dam, spend a couple of days going here and back. Harder for us to feed our people. But you should kill these people so we can fish here. Kill these ones. These ones are split, divided. 2 groups.
You didn't see them bring anybody from the village here, did you?
Humans? Yes, they did drag them. And one who looked different than the humans. Looked like some forest creature, but on 2 legs.
Interesting.
Had a weird nose. Whiskers.
We'll definitely have to look into that.
But 2 groups here. They're led by what I heard was Zaudu, who seem to be worshippers, priests, zealots. I'll type this in chat. And Mugiru, who's with the warmongers, the fighters. They're here in this camp, beyond those walls.
The ones outside. I know you probably don't know this, but do you know which leader they followed?
Mugiru, everyone here, everyone in this camp, warmongers, the zealots, they're elsewhere. They split apart not too long ago. Differences in opinion. They went... I'm not sure where they went.
So we do not have to deal with them now, at least.
Deal with these ones. These ones hurt me.
In the village. Don't worry, we will get revenge upon them for you.
Before I go, saw something shiny. That's why I came close to shore. Look here. Shiny axe.
Oh, wow.
Left by lumber people. Must have.
Well, it's a pretty nice chopper, isn't it?
I'm sure we can find some use for that if you're not going to take it.
I don't use chopper.
A bit heavy and unwieldy for me personally.
Just gonna put it in the stash for now.
I don't think I could even lift that thing, I'll be honest.
Goodbye.
Farewell. Stay well.
We will visit again later.
Yes. He disappears into the water.
Now, if we have 20 more minutes, I can take care of Shugo and myself.
It seems they are having a lot of fun within the walls. We probably have a little bit of time. Why don't we move into one of the buildings and do it there?
I like your plan.
Yes, let's go.
And that way we can make sure there's no prisoners in there either.
Uh-oh.
You see where the the lines open up? That's a door.
Uh-oh, indeed.
This place Blood splatters and weapon marks cover this dormitory's walls. I need to delete it because the chat can't, or the watchers can't see. The roof. As fancy and nice as roofs are, they, oh. So for this map, they just made all the roofs one. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete all of them. Oh, right, that's easy. Alright. So, as I was saying, blood splatters and weapon marks cover the walls of this place, and pools of dried blood stain the floor and the bedding of the bunks. On the southeastern wall, several humanoid silhouettes have been painted using blood. As if someone was stood up against them and, well,
Oh,
drawn as
No.
if it's a crime scene, but using that blood itself.
maybe we should have stayed outside. Is it any of this blood fresh or is it old?
It seems not like fresh, not slick, but it's definitely still red. Can't have been more than a day, really. Easy
Very
enough for
sanitary.
Yuga to tell.
I saw another little building. Maybe we should check that one out. Maybe it'll be cleaner.
I would like that.
You do notice a bit of a potion that's atop this cupboard here, of some sort.
Shugo was gonna do a quick look around, see if there's anything else of note that might be hidden or anything.
As you do, that's what you find. No need to roll perception. An oil could make a weapon a bit more potent.
It's good for one of you two.
You could apply it to that crossbow of yours, couldn't you?
No, don't.
I could. It's certainly added to my collection. I'm sure our fourth one is gonna be useful eventually.
We're gonna have the potion syndrome where we just keep all of our consumables to the end of the game.
Yep. It's better to use them. But anyway. You guys are pretty sure you've checked over this place. There's a door to the back, it seems, as well.
Shugo's gonna open that and head out there.
Alright.
And there was a couple other buildings that he wanted to check out back here.
Mhm. Having a look at them.
We'll just start opening doors, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
I figured that's what that was.
Yep, an outhouse. And this one seems to be maybe some sort of small gathering huts or like guard hut, meeting house. It's so barren that you're pretty sure just nothing's in here.
I like this one. I'll spend 20 minutes then. A heal for me and a heal for Shugo.
He's
Okay.
gonna pick up the spider that's on his face. Buzzin', I think this is yours.
Yes. What is she doing?
A good heal? Or a decent one, at least.
It's okay because it was on me.
Yeah. And this time you're having some difficulties. Again, Shugo's always been a strange case.
Do I have a trick for that one? Let me think. I have... Oh, I can turn a crit fail into a fail. That's no good.
Maybe try some of that magic of yours, Yuga.
I could do that. I only have 2 left.
Well, I can always just feed him a bunch of quickly brewed up potions.
What flavor are they going to be today?
Health flavored.
That means cherry.
Yes.
With
rare-
or without pulp?
About the rare strawberry healing potions?
I'm gonna quickly brew one up for you.
I might need a couple.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Guess I know what my next skill feat is.
Gonna keep on chugging them. I'll
Mhm.
brew as many as you need, as long as it's 1 to 4. Dang.
Not exactly the most potent.
This doesn't feel very filling, unfortunately.
Well, you try and just make potions for a statue on the fly.
You're feeling a bit better.
One more. Do you want one more or?
I will not complain if there are more.
Alrighty. In that case, I'll have to get some ingredients. Or rather, I'll have to gather ingredients for the rest of the day. There you go.
All your effort into that one. Feeling pretty good now, Shigo.
Not terrible. Does Investigator get the thing where you can use like a downtime activity to get more reagents?
No.
Okay,
No. Which is probably a good thing. Makes alchemists unique. It used to be that investigators were just better alchemists most of the
Yep.
time.
Alright. Well, I said there was a secret way in. Should we go in that way? They won't be expecting it.
I like that.
Yes, let's go with that. It'd be best if we'd be a bit quiet, seeing how many there may be.
Sure. I'm gonna try to be sneaky as Shugo tries to worm his way through the secret passageway.
Okay,
Oh boy.
so everybody roll your stealth checks.
Oh boy,
Here we
as the
go.
only one who can actually stealth, I'm sure this is gonna go well.
I have dexterity. I'll be fine.
Actually, Yugo's the
For
only one
one-
who's not trained at stealth.
For
And who
once,
does
most
one
of
the
us are trained. This is great.
Shugo gets a little stuck in the entryway.
You all actually do pretty good with
How
these.
is the statue so fat?
Rude.
Oh, sorry, you heard that?
Yuga, you need to do more than just hold up a bunch of branches.
You could just kind of smirks and silently slips around. You can tell he's not good at this, but the conditions are just right that he's able to take advantage of it. But it's definitely going to his head.
Yeah. Just gonna try to use some ambience, but either way, you catch a glimmer of like this glowing fire that's sort of casting off of what looks to be some sort of wicker cage over there down this hallway of buildings here. And you see, you know, the image of a person passing by or a Nopperbo every so often. It seems like there are a lot of them out in that main area, in fact. Back here, you don't see anybody north or south. Seems good enough.
What do you all propose? We could just run on there. But we saw how that worked the last time at the gate.
This is not my specialty.
Hmm.
I would definitely prefer input from somebody else.
Shugo's gonna kind of wander north a little bit to peek around this corner.
Okay. You go around it. You find that it is a pretty long hall between these buildings here. And again, it sort of peeks out into this sort of central area. There's a lot of windows to this one. But, oh, actually, you do see a door, a couple of doors at the back of it as well.
I say we start looking in each of these buildings as we go and taking care of issues as we find them.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I'm just gonna start with this little door right here.
All
Is
right.
this like a stable or something? Or
Well, open it up.
oh my
No.
gosh.
Shuko, are you okay?
How the fuck do I reduce that sound? It's so loud.
I have
Maybe
turned
in-
off. I
It's hard
think
for me. It's
Excellent.
either environment or interface.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think I turned on interface there. Let me see. Yeah, it's interface or it's environment rather. I think. Either way, outhouses, many of them dirtier than the one that was outside. Seems like they
Not exciting.
reused a lot more.
All right. Well, let's just continue this way then.
Okay, going northwards.
Kind of dart past the long open hallway.
Quickly doing, you seem actually pretty decently stealthed, and there's no awareness of your approach.
Shugo's gonna open the door.
You open it up. You see what seems to be a large warehouse-like building that stands taller essentially than the fences of the camp. Within a makeshift wooden cage, apparently crafted from parts scavenged from large saws and other lumber tools, sits before a haphazard throne made from a large root burl that's nearly 5 feet tall. And slouching in that chair, but quickly coming to a stand, is a figure, along with other figures in the room as well, being here. Other Naparabo that are sort of jeering at those in the cage, but the one who is on the throne is the one quickest to notice your approach. About face, gentlemen, we seem to have unwelcome company. And as you're made aware to everybody in this room, the captured people in that cage sort of cry out, "Don't let them kill us! Get us out of here!" No, nobody said anything about killing, did we? You were to be tested. And now we don't really know what to do with you. He turns back towards the rest of the group. Let's chat then. I feel like my name has already preceded me. Mugiru. The faceless trickster sort of bows his head.
Shugo does not return the bow.
No, I don't expect you to have the common courtesy. But nevertheless, I'm not here. Well, I'm not stupid enough to just attack you all out, all at once. Though you may not be stupid enough either to alert us. There's so many others in the camp, right? So many that would come to my aid, so let's talk about this.
Talk about how you have stolen these people from our village.
It wasn't I who orchestrated the abductions. The true target for your vengeance should be Zodo, the leader of the Prayers. It was their game. They needed sacrifices.
That's really not okay.
I don't even enjoy what my underlings are doing. Jeering and poking at these caged humans. I would rather just kill them and move on to explore the region beyond this camp. And then maybe eventually take over Willowshore and rule it.
Well, I thought you were going to be a reasonable person to discuss this with, but we can't be having that either.
Wouldn't it be simpler to simply not kill them if this wasn't your idea? Just let them freeze so we can take them home?
Well, if we let them free, they would go back to your village and tell them of this camp. But it seems that you've already found your way here. Killing them doesn't seem to make sense anymore. You're correct. I'm
Then let them
willing
go.
to bargain, then. There are still those in this camp. Occultists, prayers, as we like to call them, that are here within this camp. And of course, there are those that ran off with Zodo towards the ritual site after they scoured through these prisoners. Found one that was, well, what they called an old soul. Don't ask me why they care how old the soul really is.
A ritual site, you say? Where?
To our west, there's an old lumber trail that'll lead you right to it. It goes right to the Wall of Ghosts. Those fools think that they can, well, garner the favor of their god, and then they say that this god is trapped within that wall, and only by, what was it? Offering more old souls to that god would they both free him and enter, or create a paradise for themselves or something. Look, I don't know what they are really up to, and I don't really care.
So, if you don't know and you don't care, what do you want?
I did want to rule over Willowshore. I did want to finish our business there. But as
Finish your
it's
business?
Yes, in fact. Our Lord, our God. Their God as well, but we worship him very differently. I think our God simply wishes for death, destruction. And you know what? I don't know how we got here. All I know is this voice in my head pounds into it. But it simply says, Kugapti. 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 They think he's a god. I don't know what it is. It drives me into such a rage. I can barely contain it.
Does that name seem familiar at all to me?
Roll a
Me?
religion check.
I am untrained, so I will let you get that.
20.
You don't quite recall what that name is, Yuga.
I just kind of shake my head and say, it's strange. If you were talking about a god and killing and destruction, I would have might have expected the Widow of Suffering, but I don't know this name.
I don't know it either. That's the problem. I don't know why we are bid to do this. At first, we just followed the instinct that was being ingrained into our minds. To kill, to hurt, to capture. It was what we were originally sent to Willowshore to do. To take people away. But now, that voice just pounds and just wants destruction, wants death. But we seem to be trapped here just the same as you are. Our scouts are not stupid. We've found the wall in all directions. What do you expect us to do?
Not continue to steal people and attack the village.
But why not?
Because
This
then
point.
people-
that makes people want to stop you. It's really bad for your own survival.
Roll a diplomacy check. Our own survival depends on dealing with threats. You've obviously come here, slain my kin. I see their blood on your robes there. I don't see a point in this squabbling. We should just deal with you. Oh, tell the others, go get help. We'll deal with this once and for all. If this is all the village could muster, we begin our invasion today. Just gonna make these prisoners invisible just to make it easy.
Yeah.
I assume this guy's the one who's talking.
There wasn't much chance to begin with to parlay with them.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
Shugo would have let that happen anyways, honestly, unless there was a really good reason.
So let's do this one.
I've been kind of hoping maybe we can, by the time we get these people to safety and then potentially deal with it on more even grounds. But, this kind of works too, I guess.
Okay.
I do so detest violence and killing, but I suppose they must die.
Bowsin, I just need your initiative. Alright.
Hooray, my terrible initiative continues.
Shugo, let's start things with you. What do you do?
Alright, well, Shugo's gonna jump to immediate action. He's gonna move up here. And around the main guy here. And he's gonna try to knock him down.
Okay.
Try to pull his legs out from under him with his tail.
That is a success. You quickly send them straight to the ground.
And in the same action, he's gonna start trying to, bite them.
Okay.
Nibble on them nicely.
That will definitely hit too.
And I'm using my potency crystal, so 1 second while I add that damage.
Mm-hmm. The crystal cracks in your jaws as it fuels your strike. For 19, the grisly strike quickly and almost effectively dealing with the head of all of this. Things might go quickly if he's down. Yuga, over to you.
All right. I fire off Divine Lance at the leader who's off guard.
It's a
That's
miss.
cool. That's cool.
Straight miss.
It's a shield.
Shield goes up. Damn it! Get them off of me! Give me some distance! He's gonna come to a stand, rush over to here, and as he goes, sling a shot off towards Shugo. Which definitely hits. This guy's a little bit more skilled than the other scouts. It's actually 6 damage. There. That'll be his turn. Leodon, over to you.
Alright. I once again make a stretcher. Dang. I will change targets and shoot at the grunt, the Balabos grunt.
Okay.
from
That'll hit.
behind you guys.
Quick shot over the shoulder. A pretty decent hit. 7 damage.
And a reload.
Alright, reload at last. Now, that one that you shot at is in the process of rushing up to you, in fact. They're gonna sort of plant themselves in the corner and go for a single strike. Lunging out with the spear, it does hit you. You'll pay for that. For 2 damage. It just sort of grazes. That was in. Over to you.
Already in those like 10 minutes and stuff that we were waiting, I was able to refocus. That's
Yes, you were.
reasonable assumption.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm gonna cast Needle of Vengeance, targeting this one and
Okay.
Leodon. Leodon.
Yep.
Then, assuming I can see this one. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna cast Void Warp because that looks like it's within 30 feet.
It's 35.
That's annoying.
You have the one right there, though.
I do. Or I can target this other one up here with Daze.
Okay. Will save. You did learn that their wills are quite weak. That'll definitely hit. Is heightened as well. So it deals a total of 1 damage. Oh wait,
That's
no,
the
it doesn't
heightened
heighten
plus 2.
until... Yeah. Alright.
That stun is just too valuable for it to get any more damage.
A quick, gnarly headache is all that you provide to them. This one's going to rush around, getting in front of their leader, and try to deceive, try to feint Shugo here quickly, but it's so easy to see. It's almost expected from these sneaky creatures. That one fails as well to hit. This one here is going to step here to block the way. It's going to go for a stab towards you, which will definitely hit. You fool. You'll die here. Goes for another strike. Fails that one. This one is going to also step here, blocking the way. Not getting to get to a flank, but just making sure they're blocking. Goes for a strike, misses by 1, goes for another real quick. This one misses as well. Shugo, it's over to your turn once more.
I don't care about any of you all.
Bursting away from them, getting around their side, going for Meguru, the rebel.
He's gonna just try to take this. Well, first of all, if you surrender, maybe we can not have to kill you.
Give me your worst and then we'll see.
Okay.
That was a bad choice of words.
That hits. Ah! God damn it! I give. Put your weapons down. No one can die here. There's no point in it. Combat
I
adjourned.
lower my dagger and nod to my pals.
The other
Shugo
ones
holds up a claw over him, waiting for the others to put their weapons down.
drop their weapons. With that,
This is probably the first wise decision you've made in weeks.
what's going on? Other ones rush up. Stay your weapons. It once mean business. They slew everyone out front. Whole dozen of ours lay dead at our gates. Kill everyone else. Not careful. What do you want? Promise? A promise? Will that do?
We want the return of everyone who is taken from us.
I can give you everyone we have. There's one more they took to the ritual site. You'll have to go after them. The prayers won't give them up as easily. They're more zealous than we are. They don't have any sense to them.
And we will gladly go after them as long as... When we do this, you have to continue to try to fight against this awful fake god.
We'll stay on the outskirts. We'll go out into the fields to the south, far, far away from your village. We'll give you no trouble.
If anything happens to the villagers again, I will come and find you.
Yes, it's understood. Here, as a token of good faith, take these. Quite useful for infiltration.
Interesting. Kind of glance over at Leodon with a smirk.
I don't have a use for these criminal tools, but I'll hold on to them just so that no one
Yeah.
less savory can't get them. Of course.
You're a very intelligent person, though. You could probably find another really good use for them.
Yes.
Let's get out of here. Get the keys to all of the cages. Just you'll find them around camp. And be wary. Some prayers still around here. I don't know where they skulk. They won't leave so easily.
Understand.
We're not responsible for what they do. Be clear.
It's clear.
You're responsible for what you do, though, and you're holding you to your word.
I will. Let's just survive this. Whatever the hell this is. Whatever the hell this existence is.
Shugo's going to immediately go to open the cage.
Yep.
Upper bow leave. Give yourselves, let me just tally it up for those who are outside, 160 experience points.
There was one or two more this time in total.
Quite a few of them, and Mugiru was pretty powerful. Well, until you beelined him and killed him instantly. But you got a drop on him by going in the back door and finding him exactly in his lair before encountering anybody else. So.
Stealth is very strong. I'm going to use it more in the future.
Oh, thank you. I thought they were just gonna get tired of us and kill us or something. Thank you. You truly are the heroes of Willowshore. Sorry you have to deal with us.
Are any of you
Helpless.
injured?
We're fine. Just a few bruises. A horse kicked me worse than they ever did to me. I'll be fine. Here.
Are the stable hands and whatnot here?
Most of them are, but the owner and his nephew, or his son, the veterinarian, are not here. These are just the regular hands, like just peasants. You know, not important people. We squared this away. Here. Take it. I was trying to...
That's nice.
I borrowed it from, one of my friends and was trying to repair the fence with it. Just you guys hadn't come around recently. But maybe you'll get better use out of it. Maybe repairing the fence.
Don't worry, we will repair the fence once this is all done and over with.
Let's all get out of here.
There's so much happening.
It looks like a Baza item to me.
Whoever does crafting.
That I do. I'm just taking a look at it. Ooh. Well, if we ever need to repair stuff, I'll be good at it.
Like the fences.
That's a good point.
Are those giant rats?
Well, they look larger than normal rats.
They're not that unusually sized. Should go and the others step out of the front of the warehouse, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Shuko.
There's some rats gnawing at a cage there.
I had saw that cage from the side. I wondered if it was
I don't
The
believe
rest
they
of the
exist.
prisoners. We need to be very thorough in clearing the rest of this place. Find the other prisoners.
I agree.
She peeks through the window.
You peek on through. You hear, or actually see, a few familiar faces.
What do we do? I mean, well, it's a lot quieter, but they told us to stay here. Well, what do you know? Those humans got the better of you. You said abacus. It's not abacus. It's abductor, abactor, whatever the hell they said. Just stay quiet.
She was just looking through the window at them.
Sort of push your head through.
No, I'm not gonna. Is it?
It's like a slatted window where you can kind of like peek it open. It's like barn doors or whatever.
Well,
Sure.
I seriously wish I remembered
Hey,
what the phrase was.
Oh, if it's not the abacus friends.
abacus, yes, that's us. But what are you doing here? Are you the one who sent them all off?
Yes.
Got rid of them. What are you two doing here?
Well, we ran away after you hurt our brains, and we ended up here, and they kind of captured us, and said that we were to be sacrifices, but then said that our souls were too young, and said we'd be better for underlings. It's sort of a join us or die sort of thing. We had to join them, but look, we didn't really hurt you, so you don't have to kill us, right?
Makes sense to me.
What you can
Give
do
them-
is tell us everything you know about them.
I
Or-
don't know. There's weirdos say that there's some paradise that's beyond the wall of ghosts. The zealots, the one who captured us, Zodu, whatever his name is.
There's just more land. I mean, I guess there's also a ruined monastery, but mostly just more land.
You so
It's
sure?
normal land.
That's locked.
It was
Or it is
normal
actually
land.
locked.
I'm not so sure today.
They say their god lies beyond it. He who shall not be named.
I
Say it.
already forgot its name, unfortunately, so I couldn't say it even if I wanted to.
But that's where the real monsters live, beyond the wall. It's almost winter.
Beyond the wall, like around the monastery, perhaps?
I don't know. They tell us stories.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
The god beyond the wall and the monsters beyond the wall and
Well, I guess it's your lucky day, as you are free to go.
can you unlock the door for us?
Can we unlock the door?
You don't have a key.
Yes, we do. I think the key form.
He didn't give you
Wait.
this door because it seems
Oh.
to be belong to the prayers instead of the warmongers.
Key making tools.
Can't you just exit through the windows?
Do we look like we can reach that window?
I mean, there's a bed right next to it.
Let's unlock the door.
The other just quietly gets to work picking the lock.
They're not children. You can't just send them through a window.
Roll a lockpicking.
Don't worry about it.
Or it's not fucking oblivion, a fucking thievery. That's a success, yes. So you're able to quickly pry it open.
Freedom. Yes. We sincerely hope we don't meet you again.
You know, if you don't go anywhere near the village, you might not have to meet us again. Or bother anybody, because when you bother people, we will come.
Good
If
riddance,
you
then.
don't bother people, though, and you act in manners that are sociable, people might like you.
I don't care what people think about me. Do you? No.
Yes?
I was asking my
No.
sister. Idiot. Let's get out of here.
They leave.
Now watch out for the giant rats.
You know, I think I could really sense the gratitude. They weren't showing it, but
Deep down inside, they were very appreciative of you, Yuga. Don't worry.
yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm so glad you see it too.
Also, give yourselves 30 experience points for freeing them.
Will you regret it later? Probably.
No?
She goes and look through the next house.
Alright. You open it up, or at least look through the window, because this is not the way into there. You could bust through the window if you really, or squeeze through actually, you would have to do an acrobatics. It looked to be like a lot of crates and boxes in there, you couldn't really tell what's inside them. You open this up.
I said I was going to open the door. My button was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, books. What a mess.
As you guys look in this room here, the contents of the office are mostly well organized, almost immaculate, as if no one has been inside for a while. All furniture from chests to chairs is in place, with one exception. Loose documents lie strewn all over the floor. As if a gust of wind tore through the room at some point, a very solid-looking wooden door has been reinforced with iron bands that stands against the northern wall.
I start picking up pages.
Okay.
Shugo goes for the door.
Shugo, as you go for the door, a rune traced within the door starts to glow, this wispy white rune, and bursting out from it are these three, excuse me as I move people around so I can get to these guys, three wispy, airy elementals of some sort burst from the rune. I need everyone's initiative.
What? How dare you?
I didn't do it. It's not my fault.
You guys get a little bit careless. Oh, and I need to roll something. Actually, I need to roll 3 more, technically. Okay, so, with that being said, these guys burst from the runes and immediately start rushing towards you with the fury of wind. Whatever that means. Starting with them, actually. They're quite fast. They jump out. This one's actually going to start there because of differences in blocks and stuff. Anyway. It is striking out with these windy tendrils. And also, there is this sort of resonance in the air as these guys are whipping around the room. And since these guys are all air themselves, they seem to get sort of a bonus from their allies, being airy creatures. They're sort of resonating together. Strikes out. It does hit. An air tendril for 6 damage. It's Shugo. It's gonna go for another one. And does not hit that one as it whips through the room, sort of shooting through the air, trying to evade any attack, any reprisal. This one here goes for a strike as well. Let's see. Okay. This one is going to strike out at Shugo as well. Go for a hit, or does hit, rather. 5 damage. Goes for another. Slings its way down to the south as it misses that. Bows in as they're whipping around the room all around you, sending papers flying. What do you do?
Ooh, alright. What kind of check would it be to identify these creatures?
These guys would be Arcana or Nature.
I'm going to spend an action to make an Arcana check. Recall knowledge.
Okay. You guys are air wisps. Pretty simple floating spheres of cloud and storm. Sort of the smallest iota of physical creature from the elemental plane of air. What do you want to know about them?
Immunities and resistances. If
You can ask for 1 block, so we can go with immunities because they don't have any resistances. I'll give you. They're immune to bleed, paralyze, poison, and sleep. Nothing else.
Oh, okay, that's good. And then I'm gonna take a guess, use 2 actions, and target this one in the corner with a Void Warp.
Okay. Void Warp slings out towards them. They do succeed, though barely. They don't seem to have much of a body to resist, to absorb such fortitude tests. 3 damage to it.
Only 5. Okay, that's my turn.
Alright. Shugo, over to you.
Alright, well, Shugo's gonna step in here. Which one did you target? Oh, you targeted the one in the corner. Okay. Shugo's gonna look at this one between him and Loudon, kind of trying to figure out what to do, and he's just gonna try to bite it / eat it. I don't know.
Okay. That's definitely a crit. Start things off. As this one is chomped into, however, this one over here, immediately feeling the accord between them severing, it is going to sacrifice itself. It explodes
Cool.
and gives the other one temporary HP equal to their HP. So that one dies. This one basically absorbs everything except 2 of that attack because of that temporary HP.
Oh wow. Okay.
Actually,
go for
half, so it would be... You deal another 10 damage there.
I'm gonna go for another fight then, just to try to finish it off.
Okay. That one misses.
That's all 3 actions.
Now done.
Alright. I'm going to do my thing. And I'm going to awkwardly point-blank fire my crossbow in this cramped room.
Alright. Sort of are tracking it around the room and wait for the right moment to fire. Learning its movements.
You got duck.
No, Crow.
That hits.
He shoots a crossbow vaguely in Yuga's direction.
Oh,
Slices through this creature, dealing some damage to it.
And I reload.
Alright. Yuga, over to you.
cool. Yeah, I basically have no other spells that would work in this situation other than Divine Lance, so we're gonna go with the Divine Lance.
Alright.
I think it'll work.
Unfortunately,
Oh, I'm gonna roll a 3.
I'm having difficulty tracking it.
You know, maybe I'll just kind of like not be in the way. So I'm gonna go around Shugo into that corner, so I'm like not in the way.
Okay. So you rush to another corner. Papers are flying all about. This one here is going to split its way over towards you, but to get into a flank with Shugo and go for a tendril strike. Wispy Tendril does hit. Lash across you for only 4 damage. That resonance between them still seems to be helping. As its final action, it will aid the other one with an attack roll. So I'm just going to roll its attack roll again. And it critically fails. However, even though they might in fact have... any other creature might have thrown their ally off, they don't seem so. They can't. They're in too much concert with each other. What did I press? There we go. It's going to go for another strike against this one. What? Against Shugo. That's a hit. For another 5, as you're being battered into, flakes are falling off of your hide here. Goes for 1 more. Misses. Third action will be to aid the strike of the other one. With a 14, which technically actually fails. So, and they don't actually upgrade to a success from failure, it's just criticals up and down, or success into critical and then critical failure into failure. Not the middle. Anyway, they fail that. Bowsen, over to you.
Alrighty. Injured and badly injured. I'm gonna cast Void Warp on the one right in front of me. Or, actually, I could end this all right now. I'm gonna spend 3 actions to cast Force Barrage. 2 on the one up here, 1 on the one down here.
Okay. One
That's
there.
1 on the first guy. Ooh, I like how they do this.
Mm-hmm. Helps me too. I'm following it. Wow, okay. Maximum damage on this Force Barrage.
Wow.
That one is badly hurt. This one also here is very badly hurt. They're both near destruction, barely holding themselves together.
Plucking those strings.
Mm-hmm.
Knocking them
Shugo.
down.
Well, Shugo's gonna try to finish it off.
I'm definitely preparing that spell at a higher level once I can.
That's definitely a hit. As you chomp into this one. For 13. Easy enough to destroy them.
Okay, then you turn around to the one above him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna step the flank, and I'll claw it.
The claw, 5 on the dice, isn't going to cut it. Unfortunately.
It is not. These things are so airy, I can't hit them.
It's clawing at air. Leodon.
Alrighty. Same thing as before.
Theoretically, you have a
Okay.
straight shot here. 10 on the dice.
And let's put that straight shot to use.
Misses by 1, unfortunately.
That is annoying. I'm going to do a map spit attack.
Okay.
Just
Angrily spitting out. Which just sizzles into the door behind it. I think that'll be you.
that's all 3 of my actions. Yep.
Yuga. Flitting around like an insect in front of you.
Silver dagger time?
Yeah.
Do it.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Of course, all the natural 20s go to the mages.
Yeah.
But either way, just quick stab straight into its center mass. Could be enough if you roll a crit.
Let me double check something.
Mm?
Yeah, this doesn't count as undead, does it?
No.
Max
Damage.
damage!
Stabbed it straight down, goes to the ground. That's the end of that.
This pleases me.
Give yourselves 60 experience points for that encounter.
Maybe somebody else should take a look at the door before I try to open it again. That would explain why the papers are everywhere, though.
It would.
That being said, there's still a very important issue to deal with. I start like gathering papers.
All right. Safe to assume the rest of you are looking around the room?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So you guys look around. You find a couple of things. First, Yuga, you find the papers, documents that, as you read through them, seem to be detailing the desertion of many lumber sort of workers after the collapse of Langwa. The desertion, the discord that ultimately left to the site being abandoned. You guys also find maybe an oil mending somebody used to repair something, but also a couple of gold pieces that were squirreled away and some for some reason forgotten about. Decent chat.
Now I'm thinking about these documents. I don't know if I would be the best person to tell, but I wonder if there's any new information in these that might benefit the town somehow.
You should take them.
I should take them. I spent all this time reorganizing them. I should take them.
You take them.
No reason not to.
And Liad or Shigo, as you reached for the door, you didn't notice it at first, but it does have an inbuilt lock on it.
He steps to the side.
Mm-hmm. Leodon steps forward.
The other one continues to indulge in not criminal activities.
You know what? I can help you with this one.
At first,
Well, before I
you're
can get
not
that, but I was thinking
succeeding.
2+1 basically.
Not even close to succeeding, in fact. This is a pretty serious lock here.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
I could just go through the window on the outside.
Now I'll give you the +1.
Oops, excuse me.
Leodon, you're still not making much progress here, in fact. Shigo, you step outside. Let's see who gets to it first. Leodon, try again.
Friggin' Yuga wanted to give me a +1, I believe.
Oh, yes, guidance. Yes, we'll factor
Now
that
you
in.
get guidance.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll have been factored in. Yeah, it may make a difference, but at this point, though, you are able to slip it open.
It was me.
It's
I
unlocked.
did this.
Shigo, roll me an athletics check.
You know, if I think about this for more than 5 seconds, this is probably not a good idea.
Shigo bursts through the reinforced lattice wood of the window, crashing into the other side of it.
I really don't
Just as
understand.
Leodon unlocks the door and opens it up.
I really don't understand why you think a massive stone, weird biological flesh stone dragon thing crashing through lattice window is a terrible idea. To me, that sounds awesome.
Leonardo just like stares in stunned silence as Shugo quite literally bursts through a wall.
I didn't think you were going to get it as fast as I got through the window. I was going to open the door and surprise you.
But as you
Uh,
guys look around here, there are several empty freestanding shelves that fill the room, some of which still display open but empty chests. This place has obviously been looted and likely has been for quite some time. But if you guys want to look around, roll a perception check.
I do want to look around, and I'm claiming scavenger search.
Okay, yes.
21.
Shugo, you're the one who notices a few odds and ends left behind. Silver and copper pieces strewn between floorboards here and there. Not all that much. Bows in and stepping on them. But
Man.
you,
Pockets.
Hyuga, you push aside a shelf, noting a secret trap door that you crack open just to that like sort of crawl space underneath, and hidden there is a glimmering silver ingot and a potion of invisibility.
Ooh.
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
You kind of like hold it up to the light, you know, kind of get its check the luster of it. You could just looks mesmerized.
It's quite valuable.
Oh yeah, that too.
Don't become too enamored with it, Yuga.
I know. It's more ours than mine. I don't
No,
really
I
have a
should-
use for it.
I should work on maybe learning how to brew some of these potions myself.
It probably wouldn't hurt.
But as you guys learn a bit about the camp, take some of its items, and have liberated it at this point, you're just going through the rest of the buildings. I think this is a good time for us to end the session, as it is 9:30.
All right.
But yeah, very good session today. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about last week, just wasn't here for it. But now I'm back and we're doing it weekly once more. This will immediately be up on YouTube because it's so much easier doing it on YouTube than on Twitch. But that being said, if you guys enjoyed, feel free to look at my Patreon, patreon.com/kobolddm. I did supplemental maps for Kingmaker, Outlaws of Alkenstar, and now I'm doing them for Season of Ghosts. This is not one of my maps, but my maps are probably the more supplemental, more side maps that you kind of need for random encounters and stuff like that, that don't have regular encounter maps that are built for the Foundry module. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you guys all for watching. And Yuga, you do stream over on Twitch.
Yep. Hi, everybody. I am Chris Coble, the player of Yuga. I stream on Twitch generally on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time at Twitch TV Chris Coble. Come by sometime. It'll be fun.
Shall be. That being said, thank you guys again for watching, and we'll be back next week with more Season of Ghosts. See y'all.
Take care, everybody.
Ta-ta.
Bye.